relevance of the new German left party. I think that without the left party, Germany would have been the next northern core capitalist countries, which would have lost a significant share of the fragmented or declassed working class to modern right-wing populism. I think one contingency, once again, is that the Social Democratic Party of Germany, the SPD, was much more successful in holding their grip on their working class base as opposed to the Labour Party or the Socialist Party in France and so on and so forth. So like here, like this historical specificity helped they helped avert or avoid the rise of a right-wing populist party in Germany, along with the fact of the historical mortgage of guilt that right-wing parties in Germany have always had. And but it was a fact that before 2005, and with the neoliberal transformation of social democracy, like the fragmented right-wing parties in Germany came together, and they were talking about a combined strategy for, or like also like a combined electoral attempt in 2005, and all the polls showed, or most of the polls showed that they would have entered the national government, or not the national government, the national parliament in Germany. So I think that without the left party, which picked up a lot of, drew a lot of the discontent with neoliberalism to the left, I think without that, Germany would have been the next northern core capitalist country to have this development or emergence of a right-wing populist party at the national level, which does not mean that those elements and those right-wing populist parties exist at the state level, especially in East Germany, but at least at the national level, there has been a significant left shift, and people who have been victims of neoliberal transformation are looking towards left answers rather than right answers. This does not mean that modern right-wing populism is not a danger. It is in fact a danger, and this speaks, I think, to the historic responsibility of the German left party. Namely, we can observe a pattern and that pattern relates to government participations or tolerations of the old PDS in East Germany. The PDS in East Germany has managed to gain round about 5% from state election to state election. So like they increased their vote from 9% in Thuringia right after the Wende, right after reunification, to like round about a quarter of the entire vote in East Germany. And currently in the polls, they're the strongest party in East Germany with 28%, stronger than CDU and SPD. But this pattern was broken whenever the PDS entered into government coalitions with the SPD or tolerated social democratic minority governments. And the most significant defeat was, or loss of credibility, this loss of credibility showed in Berlin, where they dropped from 26% to 30% due to the contested government participation in Berlin. So I think that like what can be learned from this development is the importance of maintaining credibility, and this, I think, is like there has been a development towards more sensitivity. The government participation in Berlin is much more contested and much less defended as it was 2 or 3 years ago, and Oscar Lafontaine himself is playing a particularly important role in that regard by always stressing and emphasizing how important it is to maintain credibility. And like this credibility, I think, can be maintained by setting up criteria for government participation, such as no privatizations, no partaking in imperialist wars, and like a taking back of the welfare and social security and labor market reforms of the social democratic government. And at the state level, this means like to make an effort to force the national parties in that direction of taking back those reforms, quote unquote. I think on a more general level, what's happening in Germany is that the embracing of union demands, which heretofore had been had no entry point into the public discourse, or were considered to be like or were marginalized in a way. Like the opening of the discourse, which is significant in the German context now, enables like has resulted in the emergence of an interesting interplay between union demands and political demands, where both like the union demands and the political demands are mutually strengthening each other. And so I think what can we, but like it still is a fact that regardless of the fact that some of the, like that the union movement has reemerged as a more successful, like some of the, like there are more strikes now than there have been in recent years, and there are also, many of them are more successful than they have been in recent years. I think it is still a fact that the social movements are underdeveloped, and that the left party, the success of the left party is fairly, or has some element of fragility, and that so like I think that one of the political tasks for the left party is to basically, in the sense of Gramsci's understanding of socialism also being organization, that its task is to use the political rostrum, or to use the political sphere as a rostrum to remaking class as a response to the unmaking of class under neoliberalism. So like that, like there might be a historical point where like the political sphere has to be used to remake class. I think this it is something that the left party has to be conscious of. I think another thing that the left party should be conscious of is the relevance of a fairly clear class project, and that it can't be can't take the way of left parties in say Italy or the Netherlands, where it's mostly left populist parties that do not make an effort into making a class, but are basically spontaneously picking up votes from like discontented people. And I think this is a very important thing. But I think that the German situation, its historic situation, is speaking to that notion, namely that because of the social leagues and clubs, etc., that have historically existed in Germany, that Oscar Lafontaine and the WSG have given the PDS like a kind of entry point to those organizations, and to maintain those organizations and to use them for making for a clear path project, I think is very important. Are you going to talk about like Obama? Yeah. Okay. Then I think I should just end here.